Hello, folks, and hey, Bear. Welcome to the Nateland podcast. I'm Nate Bargatze, Brian Bates, Dusty Slay, filling in for Aaron Weber, what Aaron Weber thinks he looks like, Ben Roethlisberger.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Aaron, you've seen Aaron, like online. Yeah.
And he's like you if it's squished a little bit.
And he wears a lot of hoodies.
That's what I was told to do this for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could that be your high school picture, that top right one?
That looks like elementary school, doesn't it? I always think
That's
it
a
does.
high school picture?
Yeah, that's a senior portrait.
year.
I'm not saying we all look good over there, but I'm saying. I'm saying.
Well, man, can you imagine? Look at Dusty.
Y'all in tuxes? But you had to do that?
Yeah, for a picture. What did y'all do? You didn't do
whatever you wanted to wear?
What'd you do? Like no shirt? Your school?
Yeah, Dustin Nickerson said the same thing. They'd never heard of tuxes for high school photos.
Oh, that's yeah.
We had two. We had the regular clothes picture and then the tux picture.
Were you guys like all boys school?
No.
Oh,
We my school was called Donaldson Tuxedos, and it was sponsored by Donaldson, so we had to wear them. No, I thought everybody wore tuxes too for the picture, but yeah, you don't have any like good like a picture of you in like Sunday clothes.
Yeah, probably like confirmation or something at church.
Confirmation that you never wore tuxedo.
Where did you grow up? Where'd you go to high school?
Finley High School, Finley, Ohio. Big school,
Okay.
But it was just a public school that we didn't like.
Yeah, see, I had a public school too in Alabama, and we were tuxing it up.
I think that's the even more surprising part that I didn't think it was Alabama. Like I would expect that, and I don't mean this in any disrespect. Like I would expect tuxedo T-shirts
in Tennessee. Yeah, y'all didn't even wear in Ohio. You go, well, Dusty's looks like he's from Panama City.
And I had, I mean, I've been to Panama City quite a few times.
Yeah.
I mean,
yours does look like
stretch.
If you went to Panama City, Pensacola High. It's how big was your school?
It was big. I graduated like 600-700.
And you were second string quarterback?
I was until my senior year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who was the
coach's son?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was the backup. I actually played.
who'd he go on to
Look
play
at that.
for?
We have the footage.
He actually went to Denison High School and played wide receiver. Quite interesting, huh?
And do you think
Really
his career
switched it
panned
up.
out better?
I think he went into like
Brian here's a bigger fan of him.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he went on. I think he's like might be a pastor now, so I can't really.
Oh, that's great.
Really talk. I mean,
Yeah, I am a bigger
that's
fan.
a good thing. Yeah.
But just as quarterbacks, though, you crushed it.
Yeah.
I think I did okay.
What position did you play before quarterback?
Wide receiver. So that's the unique thing. So he was a quarterback. He was a year older than me. So he played quarterback my junior year. I played receiver. And then I went to play quarterback my senior year, and he went to college to play receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So more of a coaching issue, I would say.
Yeah.
Is it
Where's our soundbite?
when you played receiver, like were you going to go play receiver at a college?
No, so when I because I only played quarterback my senior year, when I started getting looks, people were wanting me to maybe play tight end because I was at those videos right there. I was 6'5", 185 pounds.
Yeah.
So I was tall and real skinny.
Yeah.
And when you only play 1 year, people didn't know what to do. But I broke all kinds of like state records and stuff my last year. As you see, we threw the ball a lot. So like Ohio State wanted me to be a tight end. I'm like, I have no interest in playing tight end.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to play receiver. I was not fast.
Yeah.
Still not fast.
How long did the coach after that season?
Like 2 years.
I got to think that everybody else was like, whoa, this guy was on the bench the whole time?
That is so
Your son was playing?
That is so funny to think about.
Yeah.
That they go, he goes, what's wrong? They go, I don't know. The kid that won all the Super Bowls? Yeah, he was there the whole time.
Yeah.
You didn't see that? He goes, I never saw it coming. He goes, I never saw
He
it.
was only 6'5", 240 when he's a sophomore.
Because you didn't think to try me because I didn't, I was like, he was lanky, tall. I was like,
Yeah, he swears.
I was like,
that
this kid's he's gonna dream of going. He can't get into Denison.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
He swore it made me a better quarterback because I could see both sides of the catching the
That
ball
could-
and throwing
yeah.
it. But that was just his excuse. I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm actually back on his side now,
Mhm.
and that is very funny though to think to go.
That's very.
At some point, you have to have a conversation. Where are you at? Is it the first Super Bowl where someone just looks to him and goes, "You had him all 4 years."
All 4 years.
I'm thinking,
That's very management talk, though. Oh, it made you a
Yeah.
better player. That's very
Yes.
management type talk,
Yeah.
where they're like, it was my idea all along. You would have never been that good your senior year had it not been.
was he a coach there way before then? Forever.
No, he was
So he kinda came in.
he was relatively new there. 4 like maybe my 8th grade year or freshman year was his first year coaching.
You got to
So
know
he
how the
just-
ball looks
yeah.
coming in to be able to
That's
throw it.
so funny, dude. That's so funny
Mm.
that he came in just to.
That's what my coach
Basically
said to
just
me.
to-
I want you to know what it looks like being off the field before we let you on.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
you be off for a while.
Were you starting as a freshman?
No, I played freshman football and I actually only held for extra points.
Really?
Mhm.
I love it. This is, I feel, this is where the chip on your shoulder would come from if you're just sitting there going, because were you thinking you're like, all right, I at least should be a long snapper. That's what you were.
Well, I just wanted to play, and so
Yeah.
the first 4 games of the season I just held extra points,
Mhm.
but everyone knew I could kind of throw. Like I
Yeah.
just was, and the guy that was playing quarterback, it was not the coach's son. He was the same grade as me. He was a great athlete. We were 2-2 through 4 games, and they're like, we should try that guy at wide receiver and put Ben at quarterback,
Yeah.
and we won the last 6 games
In freshman.
in freshman football.
Yeah.
Which obviously it's freshman football. And
Yeah.
then my 10th grade year, our class was like everyone knew it was going to be a good class, so everyone played JV,
Mm.
and we went like 10-0. We destroyed everybody
Mhm.
because I was the quarterback, and not because I was the quarterback, but it helped.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my junior year, it was like, you're not playing varsity. You're gonna, I'm like, let me play receiver. Let me do something.
Uh-huh.
And so
Yeah, you're huge, and they're like, "How about you hold the ball at
Yeah.
kickoff?"
yeah, I think if I would have played quarterback for
Or
2
whatever
years, I would have had a
the
chance to go to
position is.
Vandy.
There
Probably.
we go.
That would have been.
I was going to say,
That would have been the national championship
You're,
thing.
uh,
we get Jay
Probably.
Cutler, so
we
we're
had,
fine.
We had Jay Cutler also on this podcast. So you are if I had to rank best quarterback, second to Jay. So obviously Jay's number one.
Mhm.
Right.
You're 2
I agree.
of where our rankings are of quarterback. And
We
I'm
like
talking
to-
about just Cutler's Miami years.
He had a better arm than me for sure.
Yeah, how far
Did
can
he?
you throw a football?
Oh yeah. In my prime, over the mountain.
Yes,
I
need a
that's
number,
what I'm
though.
talking about.
That's what he just goes up and
Uncle
asks.
Rico.
He asked Jay Cutler, but is it hard to get asked by a guy in his mid-50s, how far can you throw a football? Is it uncomfortable? Or have you gotten used to it?
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Now you've gotten used to it.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
Mhm. There's a lot of us out there.
Yeah. He's going to have you sign multiple things before you leave here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I brought you something.
he goes,
I watched last week's podcast. You ranked your top snacks. There you go.
Number 1 snack. Is that a double stuffed? Yes. It's not. Thank you.
Yeah, you want the regular, just
That's
nothing
delightful.
special. Yeah.
That will be gone before I get in the car. I bet.
Well, if you could sign that
You
wrapper
got that
for
on
me.
an
Yeah.
airplane, didn't
if you don't mind me videoing you eating that and then sign that wrapper, I'd appreciate it.
I would appreciate you getting me an Oreo sponsorship, Nate.
All right. Well, we'll work on that.
Thank you.
You should be an Oreo sponsor.
There was a video of you throwing from your knees, right, for like 65 yards or something.
Yeah, that was probably so. That would have been like a pro day. Like when you're preparing
Mm-hmm.
for the draft, they want you to do all kinds of weird things. How far can you throw from on one leg? How far can you throw on your knees? How far can you throw running left,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
right, forward, back? And so, yeah, that was a big one. In college, I threw a 71-yard Hail Mary to win the game.
Mhm.
But I think my max probably would have been like mid to high 70s. Like if I was not in a game because you don't have time to get the
Yeah,
ball
I mean,
done.
is that as far as anybody's going to throw? Like, I mean, who much?
Jay Cutler said he could throw 75 in his prime.
That's it. I thought he'd
Yeah.
go 80.
No.
Jay had a big arm.
Yeah, Jay had a big arm.
Mhm.
Byron Leftwich, didn't he have a big arm? Yeah.
Big arm.
Can anybody throw 100 or no?
Oh, I'm sure some guys probably think they can.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
Who's-
I don't
I
know.
think I can.
Who throws the farthest? I mean, if we're asking all that, I mean, who throws the farthest?
Who has had
Josh
the
Allen
biggest?
now?
Yeah, who's had the
like ever?
Josh, yeah.
Is it Dan Marino or something
No,
like the best?
Elway is considered the guy that had the best pro day that could throw. They used to joke that he could throw a ball through a car wash, it wouldn't get wet.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I mean, he just had a rocket of an arm.
Yeah,
big guy, baseball player, almost played for the Yankees. So
yeah,
that if I were to say like who's a guy like Marino was a pure passer, but in terms of just big arms, Elway would be the guy that I think most guys would probably go to right away.
But would it be like the farthest arm could be like a Byron Leftwich or like someone that no one really thinks of? It's just what's the kid
Joe
from
Milton.
LSU?
Well, Joe Milton, Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
Like it was a
huge.
kid like that you're like, this guy can throw it 100, but he just,
Yeah, there probably is someone. Michael Vick had a huge arm. That those lefties have that tight spiral.
yeah.
And it just kind of goes forever. But yeah, there's someone out there that you wouldn't think of in terms of like a starting quarterback that's going to have a huge arm.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
You threw one of them, maybe the greatest pass in Super Bowl history to win the game.
Santonio Holmes.
Now, Nate says he was not in bounds, but I disagree. He says
That's what I've always said.
he said he really only won one Super
Yeah.
Bowl, but
I guess he won 2.
yeah,
So we're showing the play. He is.
that's
in bounds.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Pass.
Thank you. It was a great catch and probably the second best play in that Super Bowl. Look, guy
yes.
should have intercepted it, but he got turned around.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 feet. And so in the
Yeah.
pros, you need the 2. It's not college. We only have to have 1.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't sure if you were aware of the rules.
He goes, I don't know the basic rules. I goes, which team were you on, Ben? What color were your jerseys?
Are you the yellow team?
Yeah.
James Harrison makes a play in that Super Bowl. The
Yeah.
interception goes
Yeah.
99 yards, whatever it is, which was will go down as I was actually just with him not long ago, and I said, James, do you realize if you get tackled on the 1 yard line and don't score, that play goes from being one of the greatest plays in all of Super Bowl history
Yeah.
to just a good play. Good
Yeah.
hustle by
Yeah.
Larry
The guy,
Fitzgerald.
the guy who tackled him.
Yeah. Larry asked Larry what it was like to make that play, and he goes, have you ever jumped or tried to do anything with a refrigerator?
Yeah.
He goes, I jumped on a refrigerator, and that's what I was trying to get to the ground.
Yeah. That's funny.
So.
I bet he too, because didn't he get blocked too? Like because he was running out of bounds. And,
He ran into his own team.
Yeah.
And so if he doesn't run into guys and has to make it around, he probably James swears, but of course James thinks he can do everything. He swears that even if Larry wouldn't have ran into somebody, he would have made the tackle.
Yeah.
Or he wouldn't have made the tackle. He goes, no, he wasn't going to get me. He was not
Yeah.
tackling me. And I'm like, James, be honest.
Yeah.
Like he would have had you.
Yeah.
No, I had too much momentum. I'm too big. I'm too strong. You're right.
Yeah.
And I don't argue with James because he's an animal.
Yeah.
His nickname's Debo.
Oh yeah. I remember watching this.
If he gives the ball to somebody fast, it happens
Yeah.
so much quicker.
What was a flag on the play?
And he's like, get out of the way. But see, look at Larry down here. So he
Yeah.
runs into intro
Yeah.
roll,
Yeah.
and then he jumps on his back, and
even right there pushed
boom.
him like that kind of tackle
Momentum.
there, slide. Larry never got a straight up angle on it.
right.
But I mean, you think like because I remember this happening in your when you go in the locker room, it's just like you're like, what happened?
What just happened? Because they're going to score, and instead look. So he's laying there on the ground, and he tells the story. Coach Tomlin comes over, like, James, are you okay? He goes, I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, boss. I'm just
tired,
like just laying there, like on death's doorstep. He can't breathe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a huge play. They go from. I mean, even if they score 3 points, it's a tie game.
Yeah.
Instead, it's
You're up big.
huge. Yeah.
Mhm.
He was supposed to rush too, and he didn't. He chose not to, so he did the wrong thing. But again, I mean, he's
when he's doing that, are you like give it to someone else?
yes, get rid of the
Yeah.
ball, James.
Yeah.
Stop it,
Yeah.
because you're on the side. And you're like, oh my goodness, he might. Because at first you're just happy he intercepts it, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh my goodness, like
But
he
is
might
he going to
score.
go? Yeah.
But look at like Larry jumps. He's like this. He was like a refrigerator right here.
Man.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So when they go this, I mean, when they get like halftime adjustments. Sometimes like and then like you see a team come out and they're terrible and they come back and you're like, well, was the halftime adjustment? Like
Did it get worse?
Different players,
Yeah.
like it's so crazy because it can be. You see it in college a lot where you could see like, say, a Georgia is playing Ball State and they're only up by 4 or something crazy. Then they go out in halftime, and then they're up by 80. It's like, what is happening at these halftime adjustments?
Was that a knock on the MAC, Ball State?
Oh, no.
Ooh.
That's I should have said Miami.
I went to Miami.
Ohio.
That's right. The real Miami.
The real Miami.
Do you want to tell everybody why it's the real Miami?
He told me the other day. Did you know it's the first Miami?
I did not know that.
Apparently.
Not the real Miami.
What's Miami? Is it like a Stanford? I mean, it's like does it mean something? Like the name Miami? Does it mean something? Like
that's the college you went to.
No. I mean, like for them to make a second one.
Because the town's not Miami, right?
It's Oxford.
Yeah.
It's named after the Miami Indian tribe.
Okay.
Was the original.
Yeah. Okay.
But they used to be the Red Skins, and then they changed to the Red Hawks
Mm-hmm.
when I was there. But the reason it's the real Miami is why, Nate?
Because it was the first. It was there before Florida
Was even a state.
We
were a school before
about that?
Florida was a state.
But were
enough said.
Were the Miami tribe
I'm sure- I
where
think
Florida
they were
was
there.
at?
No, they were
No.
where Miami of Ohio was in Oxford.
So what?
It's not like they made them all go up to
But
Ohio.
like the Seminoles would have been in Florida, right? That
The
tribe.
Hurricanes.
the Hurricane
We're all-
tribe. Yeah.
Boy, this went off the rails quick. Well, there's
Have a
There's-
Oreo if you need one.
yeah.
But the
there's-
Seminole tribe would have been in Florida, is what I mean.
Yes, and I think I hope we realize that, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. There are multiple Indian tribes around the country.
Well, yes, but I'm saying though,
Well,
why
I
would
agree
you?
to disagree? But go ahead.
Why would you end up with a Miami
there's
in
not.
Florida? Is my point. When you have the Seminoles there, you had Creek Indians, you had Cherokee.
Yeah. Great question for someone that like a governor or
a computer governor?
someone
That's
that
what he called.
Well, we're talking about real Miami
Yeah.
versus and I just wonder.
I think these are the questions that governors field too.
Well,
it's the governor's office. Hey, were there Indians down there with you guys? That's what they goes. Hold on, you got to deal with that call. Imagine a governor having to really.
Yeah.
You get it. All right.
Well, the Miami River, which was named after the Mia people.
Who lived nearby? All right, that makes sense.
So
yeah.
Still confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
This is AI clearing it up for us.
Oh yeah.
This is the AI overview. I personally do not have a cat, but Aaron has 2 cats. I don't know that he wants people knowing that. And when I go to his house, I like seeing them. I don't mind seeing them. I don't want to touch them. But I do want them to eat well. One of them hides, so I don't think I've ever seen that cat, but the other cat is friendly and comes to say hey, and I go, "Get out of here, cat." Their cats are cool, and they love them like family. Cats shouldn't eat processed food for every meal, like the adults in this country. That's why Smalls has become Aaron's go-to cat food. Is your cat having digestive issues like me and Brian, throwing up their food, or is your cat simply in need of a diet upgrade? That's why you've got to try Smalls. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'll find in your fridge, and it's delivered right to your door. That's why Cats.com named Smalls their best overall cat food. To get 50% off your first order plus free shipping, head to Smalls.com and use promo code NATE. That's NATE. Aaron's cat's favorite flavor is the turkey recipe, if the cat can get it away from Aaron. They eat it the most. Even if your cat loves kibble. Smalls makes the perfect topper as you transition them to a fresh diet. Aaron said since making the switch to Smalls, his cat has had fewer hairballs, more balanced energy, a healthier weight, a softer and shinier fur coat, and a less stinky litter box.
Wow.
That's really something. At this point, you might be wondering, why can't I just feed my cat kibble? Believe it or not, your cute kitty descended from ferocious desert cats, that's debatable, who hunted live prey for food, and your cat isn't any different. They still need fresh, protein-packed meals to be at their best. I have a theory about cats. Other cat food brands know this, but they choose to put their wallets first. They fill their food with mysterious meat byproducts, byproducts, artificial flavoring, and preservatives with names I don't even want to try to pronounce. If that sounds gross, imagine having to eat it every day. After switching to Smalls, 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvements. That's a big deal. The team at Smalls is so confident your cat will love their product that you can try it risk-free. That means they will refund you if your cat won't eat their food. What are you waiting for? Give your cat the food they deserve. Head to smalls.com and use promo code Nate at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use my code Nate for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code Nate for 50% off your first order plus free shipping.
Now, a lot of people think you only played for one team, the Steelers, but I know that you actually played for the Gotham.
The Gotham City.
I forgot their name.
Oh, yeah.
The Dark Knight Rises.
Gotham. I don't remember their name. Yeah, I don't remember what their team name was. Yeah, that was crazy that they made the stadium blow up right after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that fun?
It was cool.
Were you on the stadium there, or were you is it green screen?
No, we were at the stadium. They had the fans in there.
They had the fans like that? That's real fans?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just behind us.
Yeah.
But then they obviously, when they showed the whole stadium, it wasn't. But yeah, there was a bunch of fans in there.
And so like you saw Bane come out.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
No, so they had us because this was actually during training camp, and so the guy that and actually, if that was a clip, like you'd see as it scrolls, you see like Coach Cowher, you see a bunch of the people there, and the guy that it's the best way to say it, owns the studio that did the movie. He's also an owner of the Steelers.
Okay.
And so he was like, hey, we're going to do this clip in Heinz Field. You know, some of the guys come. And so there were a handful of the guys that got to get not out of practice, but during that time we jumped on and went into the stadium. So we were only there for maybe an hour.
Yeah.
And then Heinz Ward actually stayed because he catches a kickoff.
Yeah.
And so he stayed because he did a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But we were just there for the national anthem and hearing this kid, the person sing. So we were there for an hour, but we didn't get to see the stadium actually blow up.
I always loved Heinz Ward, and that's him right there with the jacket on. And that's pretty unbelievable.
That's actually the GM of the Steelers right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Omar Khan.
Yeah. I did always love Heinz Ward.
Yeah.
He's at Georgia. I loved him at Georgia. When he went to Pittsburgh, I just was always a big, big fan.
Good player.
Yeah. All right. We just kind of dived into
I know.
this.
Well, we didn't talk about our weekend.
Yeah. Well, we can just do it.
We don't have to talk about our weekend. Well, Dusty got an accolade, though.
Oh, yes. Let's do. Well, I think we would talk about our weekend, but we could do it. I'm saying after.
Okay. All right.
Like, we're just do it after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
let's get into the topic.
Sorry, I didn't get to hear about your weekend.
That's okay. I mean, you can just, you can listen to the podcast.
Well, I want to say,
Yeah.
I want to say one more thing though about Ben, because I did all this research.
You don't need to
No,
keep,
we can do all the. We can talk about Ben. We don't got to get in this. I'm just saying we don't
talking about me.
Okay.
But if you want to, you can.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Before we get into the serious subject of sandwiches,
this is stuff that Ben sent in.
Ugh.
Make sure Brian hits this.
this is more for Dusty because, Dusty thinks NFL football is rigged, but he loves professional wrestling. So, Dusty, look at his. Look at Ben.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Talk
All
about
right.
long-
That's what I'm talking about.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
You hosted Monday Night Raw?
Yes, they asked me if I would do it because I became friendly with Triple H.
Mhm.
Real sport with a real country musician shirt on. That's
And
what
I
I'm
said
talking
the
about.
only way I'm going to do it is if I can bring my boys with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had all my linemen come.
Yeah,
and they got to come out there. It was pretty fun. They were just, look at them. They had to bring them all out.
Yeah, I think
Big Show's pretty out of shape there. Huh?
Look at those baggy jeans.
Boy, that's how long ago
That
that
was a long
was.
ago. Yeah.
That tells you how long ago that is. Look, oh yeah, got them all out there.
How is the Big Show, right? That's the name?
Yeah, the Big Show.
I mean, how big is this thing? Because y'all are all so big.
He's very big.
He's very big.
He's the very big show.
Mhm.
Anybody get choke slammed?
No, I don't. Gosh, it's so long. I don't even remember what happened.
So in this right here, just
Maybe
because I
me.
watched it last night, he's saying that he could run through the offensive line to get to you.
Okay.
So you guys challenge him to see if he could get. I think that's what Chris Jericho's saying right there, and there he is lining up.
Yeah.
But
And then, can you just say what happens? Or
Yeah.
it's a 12. You're back and it's like we're having to watch the whole beginning of WWE. Like,
Well, he chickens out.
They
and
chickened
leaves.
out.
Oh, he
man.
chickens
They got
out.
scared.
Do you think? I know you don't want to say.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think he could though?
No, not all of them. No,
but like if he
technique will outdo size.
yeah.
Mhm.
But did you have guys? Did anybody linemen were as big as him, or is that like too big almost?
Yeah, he's too big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we had some help come out, and
DX.
yeah, boy,
Yeah, how
Long
fun!
time
This
ago.
was in Pittsburgh.
no,
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
no, it was out. It was in Pennsylvania. I forget exactly where it
Yeah.
was. So we all went there for the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty fun. They
Yeah, I'd say so.
enjoyed the heck out of it.
I think Brian wants to watch the rest of the
Mhm.
episodes. If you guys don't
We'll
mind,
see what happens.
If you don't mind, just
I'm gonna chill out.
We're gonna stop talking and let Brian finish.
Well, y'all can
watching
keep talking. I just want to watch and see what happens.
WWF because he still only refers to it as that.
That's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
It's pretty bad that they lost it to the Wildlife Federation or
Yeah.
whatever.
I thought
It's
it
like
was,
you can't like let's do a wrestling match about it.
Yeah. Mm.
But what if it was against a grizzly bear?
Well, let's give it a try.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, that derailed. Let's see what we got.
It's an 8-minute clip. You just 8 minutes and 20
I know,
seconds.
I know. Oh, all right. So this week's topic is sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
And I picked it for a few reasons. One, because we like serious topics. And two, because Ben has a couple of sandwiches named after him.
Do you know the sandwiches?
Well, one's called a Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Is that a hamburger?
It's so I've only ever
It
had
should be.
You would think it would be.
You
though.
would think it would be.
this. If this is the clip with Chris Berman, it's the only time I've ever eaten this sandwich. Pepe's made a sandwich and they kind of just did it. I had nothing to do with it. Like they just did it on their
Yeah.
own. So it actually is my name, but I got not that I
You don't get like a dime.
no real no.
Uh,
And so they did this whole thing. I think Jerome eats the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
The bus. So yeah, it's like a steak. It's got lettuce, cheese. I don't even know. Again, I've eaten it
Sounds
one
awesome.
time. There you go. Look at it. No.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's unbelievable.
It's got scrambled eggs because you like to scramble.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I like to think this is the first they've ever heard you say, "I didn't get anything for this."
Yeah.
They might have given.
What
some
if they
to
go?
charity,
Well, we've
maybe.
been paying
Yeah.
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy who claims he works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
There's
been
some guy
been
that
paying
is
for 30
rolling
years,
in
yeah.
some money right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So then I found one in your hometown, Tony's.
Oh yeah. Great.
Yeah,
Great barbecue.
We got a 30-minute video. We're gonna. Ben, do you mind watching this? It's a little short doc.
Nate, I
about,
do my research. Okay. I'm gonna put. Where's? Oh yeah, the Big Ben burger. Again,
Yeah.
it seems like it would just be the Roethlisberger, but
Yeah.
That makes more sense if it's going to be a hamburger. Because this, they could be like, if they start to not like you, it could be like, no, this is the Clock in London burger.
Just keep it going. Right.
Mhm.
Makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's good though.
Did
Is
your
it-
feelings get hurt when you were called Big Ben by the whole state of Pennsylvania?
Did my feelings get hurt?
You know, everybody's kind of calling you fat. The whole state of Pennsylvania agreed.
is that where it started, or was it in college?
Started in college.
So in where you're from?
Yeah.
So for your family, it started with your family.
When he was born.
You were born.
Yeah.
Good.
No, that Hail Mary I told you about against Akron, the 71 or 2 yard
Mhm.
play was called Big Ben because everyone just goes deep, right?
Mhm.
And we scored and won the game, and so they learned that was what the play was called. So it's like Big Ben strikes again or something.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous.
Did you get that started?
Yeah.
They go, what a play. You go, yeah, it's crazy. It's big. That play's called Big Ben.
Please call me
because-
that
yeah.
from now on.
You guys would be crazy. What is Michael Scott in the office when he tries to give a nickname? No, is it him?
What?
I'm sure.
When he tries to give a nickname, Seinfeld too. George tries to give the nickname of
His was
Coco.
T-Bone.
His
T-Bone.
was T-Bone.
Yeah.
He wants to be called T-Bone. They call him Coco the monkey. And then I thought Michael Scott in the office also had
Where he wanted to be a nickname.
he wanted to be, he was like one of the people, he kept saying the name to try to get people to call him.
He was Prison Mike, but that's
Yeah.
not what you're thinking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so sandwiches.
Primanti's is a pretty hot sandwich shop right there in Pittsburgh.
It's great.
Yeah. I feel like it's franchised out now, and there's like some locations that are okay. But I went to the first time I had the fries on the sandwich.
Coleslaw.
Big fan. Yeah, big fan. Big fan.
I get no coleslaw.
I love a sandwich.
I'm not a big coleslaw guy, and I think I would like it.
I like
but
all
I think
kinds
it
of
makes
cabbage.
me nervous because I like mayonnaise.
Yeah.
So what, you don't like the healthy, like the lettuce, the cabbage?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about sauerkraut?
You know
like
what?
Sauerkraut?
I've had it. I would rather not have it, but I've had it, and I don't think I mind it, but I'd prefer not to have it. If it came on it, and you just surprised me, and that's sauerkraut, I could get it done.
Yeah,
but I'd prefer if you didn't put it on there. Yeah.
What's your favorite sandwich, Dusty?
I like Reuben's. I like pastrami. I like corned beef. I like that kind of meat, and I like coleslaw on the sandwich or sauerkraut. I want to put my own sauce on there, but I like those. I like a French dip.
Yeah,
I love sandwiches.
I like sandwiches too.
Fresno burger.
Well, I said that last week. I don't know if you were here when I did that, but I went to Fresno. I did a show, and I told them that when I was growing up, at Hardee's, we used to have a Fresno burger. And I was like, have you guys ever heard of it? And nobody, and I kept talking about it over and all throughout the show. The next place I went, I kept talking about it. And then I talked about it on this podcast. Turns out it's a Frisco burger.
He's been chastising Fresno. You people don't know it?
Yeah. It was a Frisco
Thousands
burger.
of people I've talked to this Fresno burger about.
It was a Frisco burger.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yeah.
So there's social media debate over what exactly is a sandwich. Mainly, is a hot dog a sandwich? Ben, you care to chime in on this?
I do not believe it is.
You do not believe it is?
Yeah.
I think it's got to be sideways. It's got to be meat bread to be a sandwich.
Is a hot dog's its own thing. It's like Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is its own thing.
It's delightful.
Yeah. But Dr. Pepper is like, they're not Coke, they're not Pepsi,
but that would be soda. Sandwich and soda.
I know, but I'm saying you got to look at like the hot dog is looked at like that as far as the world that it's in. It's doing its own thing.
I agree.
It's not like a part of the.
What makes a sandwich a sandwich? You
I
said
feel
bread,
like the
meat,
bread's
bread?
got to be separate from each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's got to be a stack. A hot dog is like it's a
bun,
bread that you open up and then you drop meat in there.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't.
So the bread has to be cut like it's two slices of bread.
Yeah, I mean.
But what about a sub?
I feel like that could, but I mean,
Ooh.
I don't know. I think.
What about a Roethlisberger?
What about is it a hot dog's closer to a taco than it is a sandwich?
Well, that's true.
I got that here too.
That's true.
Is that what people think?
There's been a couple of court cases about this.
What?
One of them was in 2006 in Boston. A restaurant sold burritos, and the shopping center had a no-compete clause in its lease prohibiting other sandwich shops. And so they were like, no, we're selling burritos. And in 2006, they went to court, and they ruled that a sandwich has to be at least 2 slices of bread, and that the court finds the term sandwich is not commonly understood to include burritos, tacos, quesadilla.
I love that case. I love that went to court, had to be settled that way, and that the taco place came out ahead.
That's what the government should be working on. Is that kind of stuff.
But then there was another one, 2022 in Fort Wayne, Indiana, very similar taco restaurant. They complained, and they're like, no, tacos and burritos are Mexican-style sandwiches, and the judge agreed with them. Ruled in their favor.
It depends on the judge. Sometimes it can be a sandwich.
Yep.
Sometimes it can't.
Do judges take these cases just like they don't have anything to do? Like, do they just go
like lawyers?
Like almost like they would just throw it in to go. Your day is probably like a lot. So whoever books the judges, because someone book it probably for them and tells them. So whoever books it goes, let's throw a couple.
Yeah.
Like
his agent.
Yeah, like his agent goes, let's throw some hot sandwich stuff in there because it can't just all be like murder.
I like to think he has
Yeah.
a lot of them, and it's
Yeah.
like, all right, murder case solved.
Yeah.
Next up are taco sandwiches.
He's like, woo! He gets excited. He's like,
Let's have some fun.
He's prepared. He's like, all right. He goes, I can't wait. He's there early. Because, I mean, otherwise it's like, oh, my property. I told him to get off my property. It's a lot of property stuff.
Would any of you put tacos or burritos to the sandwich? I never would have.
No.
Okay, I was making sure.
No.
Okay,
It's too thin of bread. It's still kind of bread, but
it's their
thin.
own thing. They have
It's flour.
It's their
corn.
food.
Or corn. Could be corn. If it's corn, definitely not a sandwich.
Yeah.
So the USDA.
I guess it could be cornbread.
Woo. It goes down. Well, you can make.
You make a cornbread sandwich?
Yeah.
Some roast beef
I like the
on
idea
there?
that a hot dog is a taco. It's American taco. What if that's it?
I like a piece of
Ooh.
cornbread, some
Yeah.
roast beef, gravy, cranberry sauce, another piece of cornbread.
Wow.
Is
That's
the
a
hot dog
sandwich?
around before
I'd like to see it.
tacos? Was it invented before tacos?
I don't know. I'm going to
I would
guess
say
no.
I
no.
would say no.
Really?
I mean, I don't know when the hot dog was invented, but
It's been around longer than Taco Bell, but
Be
probably
cool,
not.
if, it'd be
yeah.
cool if there was a way we could find that out quickly. You know?
Well,
Yeah, it's hard. He
Come on,
doesn't.
guys.
We don't have the right person at the computer.
yeah.
He's
I
still
can't do
on
everything around here.
Primanti Brothers website.
Well, I
is
mean,
is a calzone a sandwich? It's bread with
good
meat
question.
inside.
Yeah.
I would say no.
I mean, I would say it's his own entity too.
I would say
a hot
no,
dog.
yeah.
But I'm just asking.
I mean, I'm not the expert, but I would say no. Now, if it were pizza, and then you stack two pieces of pizza on top of each
which
other,
is what a calzone is.
but a calzone's folded.
So if you took a big slice of New York, isn't that how you're supposed to
Let me
really?
see,
Isn't
can
that
I
how you're
have it?
supposed to eat pizza? Like you're
That's
supposed to
what-
take a big piece and fold it.
People say that.
I don't know.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack sponsor. I grab an IQ Bar as my on-the-go snack because it satisfies hunger with no sugar crash, and they are easy to put in my bag when I'm on the go. Start the new year off right with IQ Bar's brain-to-body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. Their ultimate sampler pack includes all three, and right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners an exclusive deal. 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 7 IQ Bars, 4 IQ Mix Sticks, and 4 IQ Joe Sticks. All IQ Bar products are entirely free of gluten, dairy, soy, that's good, GMOs, and artificial sweeteners. You don't want a lot of soy in there. You don't want any soy. Don't eat soy at all.
okay.
Snack smarter with IQ Bar. More fiber, less sugar, and carbs than the alternatives. They offer 9 satisfying flavors: mint chocolate chip, chocolate sea salt, banana nut, toasted coconut chip, lemon blueberry, peanut butter chip, and more. IQ Mix is a zero sugar mix that hydrates with electrolytes, improves mood with magnesium, and boosts clarity with lion's mane adaptogens. I think that's how you say it. The IQ Joe is a jitter-free instant coffee packed with 200 milligrams of natural caffeine and brain and productivity boosting ingredients like magnesium and lion's mane mushroom adaptogen.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody eats mushrooms now. When I used to do it, they said it was bad. IQ Bar makes the number 1 brain and body nutrition bar, hydration mix, and instant coffee in the U.S. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus get free shipping. To get your 20% off, just text Nate to 64000. Text Nate, N-A-T-E, to 64,000. That's Nate to 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
Nice. I lost my computer privileges again.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well,
Hey, what was I doing?
all right, I'm gonna
boy.
see. Do you
There's
got
your
it?
answer
Like,
right there.
I know. I like that I can. I've never had the computer. When was a hot dog invented?
You didn't take
Boom.
typing class. He's a two.
In the 1800s.
Late
Oh.
15th century.
Wow.
Though the exact time and place is debated. Oh, Frankfurt.
Frankfurt.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's not as fun of an answer as I was hoping.
Or Vienna.
Yeah, they all make sense now. Vienna.
Took a
Frankfurt.
little while till we got a hold of it and was
Yeah,
like, how
yeah.
can we do this a little faster?
Yeah. I wish there was an internet that would only be like, I just want to know America stuff.
Do you think it was going to give you a different answer if you typed it?
I just think they should have an internet that you go back to as far as America. Sometimes don't you want to just say, when did America invent the hot dog?
right.
I don't want to. You suck the fun out of it when you're like Frankfurt. You're like, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah,
like,
now we know why it's called a Frank.
I want you to be
That
like
ruins it.
Cincinnati, and you're like, all right,
Yeah.
yeah. When was the hot dog introduced to America? To the Indians. I don't know that you can't. No. To the when was
This is
it
taking longer than that
introduced to the
video.
US? AI. 1860s. See,
By
that's
German,
what I mean.
by the Germans.
But that's what you want to know is like, yeah. So if I knew that the Germans came over, and
Can you imagine
got a hot dog?
a time when we wouldn't know that they were eating hot? I mean, they were invented in the 16th century.
Yeah.
That's like 2,000 years.
15th century.
200 years before we got a hold of it.
Yeah.
But even still, 200 years before we got nowadays, we'd know right away. Somebody in Germany would be on the internet with their hot dog.
Can you imagine seeing a hot dog for the first time? Say it's 1865.
Mm-hmm.
You and your girl are out strolling this town.
Back
And
then,
guy-
you would get mad at her for liking hot dogs,
Yeah.
I think. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
into that, huh?
Yes, it's too messy.
Yeah.
It's too messy. I tell you what, we really took over the hot dog though.
Yeah, we did.
As a food,
yeah.
I mean, it came from Europe, but no one associates it with Europe anymore. I don't think bratwurst maybe,
Yeah.
but not a hot dog.
Yeah.
We really.
Wonder how long the original hot dog was. Was it the original a foot long?
It doesn't say. I don't know if that's just fun to look up, Ben. So maybe
True.
I guess it became an American baseball snack and a staple at barbecue and 4th of July celebrations.
2,000 years ago. On the 4th of July.
2000, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what a century is sometimes. I don't know.
the sandwich.
Is it one guy? Because it
Still
says,
going.
Doesn't 16,000 feel like 2,000 years ago, though?
yeah,
I mean, the 1600s.
16,000?
1600s. Yeah.
Listen, timelines are not my thing, guys. Do
what
we
do
even know what century it is, really?
That's why you guys
Anyway.
wore tuxedos.
Yeah, that's why we still got them on. Yeah.
Always underneath.
Always underneath. We got a tuxedo.
Just in case.
Just we go. The internet we had only looked up our town's local history, and so we went by that. 1860. But another story claims Charles Feltman was a German butcher in 1871. Served the sausages with milk rolls from his stand on Coney Island. So other people say it was this guy, and I bet the other people means it was Charles Feltman. He's the one that said, because everybody else is like, nah, it's another way. And he goes, nah, but have you heard about that Charles Feltman? And you're like, what's your name? Charles Feltman. All right.
All right. So the FDA in the USDA says a sandwich definition is at least 35% cooked meat and no more than 50% bread for closed sandwiches and at least 50% cooked meat for open sandwiches.
Hold on, I'm going to tell you another little fun.
Still a hot dog.
Look at the question. Is human DNA found in hot dogs? AI says yes. He goes, but don't worry about it. It's just skin and hair and fingernails from other people.
Jeez.
That's brutal, dude. I'm ruining hot dogs. I love hot dogs. I didn't want to read it because I like hot
You got to
dogs.
eat the Hebrew nationals. That's the only way.
Really?
The kosher hot dogs,
Yeah.
that's the only way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't
Sorry.
do these ballpark Franks.
They got a little fingernail in it.
Yeah.
You go, don't worry about it. He goes, grow up. He goes, that's what they say is you swallow someone else's fingernail from Germany. Grow up.
The sandwich is named after John Montagu, the fourth Earl of
I'm
Sandwich.
not going to work here anymore. I'm not going to work here anymore.
The fourth Earl of Sandwich. He was a British guy. Legend has it he ordered who's called Ward Sandwich. And during long sessions of card games at gambling houses, he would order his valet to bring him roast beef between 2 pieces of bread because it allowed him to continue gambling while eating without the need for a fork and didn't get his cards greasy.
Mm.
So
it's a thick bread.
So he invented this sandwich?
Yeah.
Like the whole idea of a sandwich.
Meat between 2 pieces
When
of
was
bread.
that?
1500s probably.
Yeah.
15,000 years.
15,000?
Yeah,
No one knows.
15,000 years ago, guys.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How does that get around? Like you go just add a card game.
Yeah.
And then
you
it was
go.
it popularized and then it just took off.
It just took off. He goes, that's like Seinfeld when they're eating the Snickers with their 3 Musketeers with a fork and
Yeah.
knife. Like it's like when he probably first tried it, they're like, "What are you doing?" And I
Yeah.
bet everybody's like, "Yeah, dude, we all eat like that." And then he goes, "Because I bet people are putting stuff on bread."
Yeah, I would say they were probably doing that before people were using utensils.
Mm-hmm.
But did we have sliced bread?
I would think you would be able to cut it up, at home.
Yeah. Well, he got his valet to do it.
It's a little fire truck.
Yeah.
So you didn't have sliced bread, but you could slice it. With like your,
Yeah, that'd be
your
like
bone
someone
knife
if
or
when
whatever.
bread was invented and someone's like, "I invented sliced bread." You're like, "Dude, we've been cutting bread forever."
Right.
You just are calling it sliced.
Yeah.
And
Now
that
you're
guy
just doing
really
it
ran
for
with
other
that.
people.
Yeah. But sliced bread was invented. You were. Wasn't it like in the early 1900s? It was reasonable.
Those are the kind of ideas that you're like, oh man, I've been doing this. I should have just
Yeah.
packaged this.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing
But
since sliced bread.
I bet the sliced bread guy got no money for it though.
No. I mean, unless he invented a machine.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he?
Even then,
Yeah, I think he did.
it was probably stolen from him. Whoever has the machine that says this guy invented the machine, he probably stole it from the guy.
Yeah, there a saying. Someone told me that there's a saying like that in business.
No real inventors
You don't want to
get
be
credit.
first. You want to be second.
Learn from their mistakes and then do it better.
Yeah. I thought I just heard
That's
that.
what they say. The early bird gets the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the
That's
first
it.
one dies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're eating two different things. One's eating the worm and one's eating cheese. So I assume the cheese is better. The other one's like, well, I didn't even know there was cheese.
Right. Well, the
So is
first
that
one,
the point?
the
'Cause-
first one comes and takes the risk and gets caught, and then the
By a
cheese is
trap.
left on the
Oh,
trap.
the early bird.
It's two different.
It's two different sayings.
Yeah.
So the early bird. Oh, you're saying it from the worm's perspective. Because that's where because I never thought about it from, but the worm should have a perspective. And
Well,
So
I
the-
think the second mouse gets the cheese is more like the lazy man's thing, where it's like people will say, "Oh, the early bird gets the worm," and you're like, "Yeah, but the second mouse gets the cheese."
Yeah.
So you're saying,
Don't rush in too fast.
Yeah.
Sit behind
There's a lot of
Tommy
work.
Maddox.
but a bird
I know.
wants the worm,
There's also a lot of
and a
worms.
mouse wants cheese. So they're both getting exactly what they want.
Not the first
The
mouse.
first mouse gets killed by the trap.
Oh, does it say? Oh, the second mouse gets the cheese.
Yeah.
is what it says.
Yeah.
Oh, so those things do they not go together?
No.
Not technically.
Oh,
no.
okay,
Because there's
okay.
because there's
I
a
thought you
lot
had
of
to
worms.
get one.
And birds
Yeah.
get her all time of day.
So a saying on its own is the second mouse gets the cheese.
Yeah.
that's its own saying
I would say. I
by
would think
itself.
so.
Okay.
Ben had not heard it.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard it either. But you
I thought
threw
you just
it.
made it up.
No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, maybe I made it up at some point, but
He's
I don't.
got
good.
a,
That makes
yeah,
sense.
it is good.
Yeah.
I don't mean to like bring it back to your sandwich thing, but I have a question.
Okay.
Oh, finally. Yes. Thank you.
Thanks for joining in.
I've never had anyone
because
interested.
it's a kind of a two. Sorry, did you want to say
No,
something first?
no.
It's kind of a two-part. You're talking about like the person that invented
Well, let's do the
sliced
first
bread.
one first.
I am doing the first one first, Nate.
And then we're deciding.
And then
if
we're going to go to
do
the second one. Well, because you're talking about things that people invented and
Yeah.
like the Uncrustable.
Yeah.
Didn't like your grandma did that way before Smuckers did it, right? So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it was invented before Smuckers did it.
Mm-hmm.
So then at least my second is a peanut butter because according to what you said, we need to have meat.
Mm-hmm.
Is a peanut butter and jelly or a
Oh,
grilled
that's a good
cheese
point.
a sandwich?
Peanut
Not
butter and
according
jelly.
to what
Whoa.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Grilled cheese.
Yeah. I think peanut butter's got protein in it.
But
Right,
this
that's not meat.
definition said meat.
Yeah.
I would
Cooked
say
meat.
there's a lot of vegans and vegetarians that would argue that they're meatless sandwiches.
Ice cream sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even this Oreo. I mean, it's a cookie, but
cookie?
it's 2 cookies stacked on top of each other.
What's that say right there?
Oh, it says a chocolate sandwich cookie.
Oh, really?
Not just one, but 2.
Wow.
Thank you.
You're
like a Big
breaking
Mac.
yeah. I mean,
So
this
sorry,
is-
I didn't mean to bring it back to your question, but
it's
I would think peanut butter and jelly is a sandwich. I love peanut butter and jelly.
I do too.
And then I would say
Yeah.
the Crustables, it's like they just packaged it. So it was like, it's one of those ideas that was out there and,
they did it.
we'll do
and
it
they
for
did
you.
it. And they go, we're going to sell them. And then now Uncrustables they're making a big comeback right now.
They left. I didn't know they left.
I didn't either.
No, I think they did good, but it's because of football. Because football players do with, what's the show? Hard Knocks. They were like talking to them.
They're everywhere on the field, everywhere.
Yeah. And so at Hard Knocks, they were saying like that these linemen are eating like 30 or something a day or whatever. And so it brought back, not that the Crustables was doing bad, but I don't think they were in anybody's mindset of like, I think the football players did it, but in public, at home, you weren't buying these Crustables. And then it was almost like a new group of people found out about Crustables and they're like, oh, that's right. And
Are
then
you
they
saying
started
crustable or uncrustable?
Uncrustable.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
I was saying both.
Okay.
I go back.
We just go
maybe-
with it.
I thought maybe there was a crustable out there, and I was interested.
No,
in
we've
Crustable.
learned just to go with him.
I've
I
eaten a
apologize.
Crustable. It's only the crust. And that's
Well, Ben, thanks for not.
Well, how do
coming
you
back.
eat a sandwich? Do you eat the crust all around? Do you
Take a bite and move to the next spot and take a bite?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Just like a normal.
go watch his
like a human being.
podcast.
Like a
Go watch
normal-
his podcast. You can watch him eat every episode.
You do,
I do.
need the crust.
He-
it helps add something to the bread. I mean, it's like if you're just eating the soft stuff, if you got to
I like the soft
Do
stuff.
you?
Yeah.
Just by itself though. No.
Yeah. An Uncrustable is unbelievable. It's
Oh.
the
Agreed.
best. It's the best thing ever. I think it's the best. There's nothing like it. Peanut butter and jelly there's nothing like it.
But is your second bite going to be deeper into that first bite?
I don't think because then you get it all on like your mouth.
Mhm.
Like if you go into the deep bite, then it's
Then now you got it on your cheeks.
You're
Yeah,
looking
you
like
look-
the
and you look
Joker
silly.
out here.
Yeah.
You end up- yeah.
Yeah, you
Those
eat it like
Bane-
eat it like a regular person.
I mean, he cuts his Doritos bag to not get his hands dirty.
that's right. Smart.
Oh, you do? What do you mean? You cut it?
Well, if you get the jumbo
Yeah.
bag of chips, if you've gotten to the bottom, you
Is
don't.
this
Who
big-
wants to?
I guess
who wants
this is
to reach
Big
in?
Ben talking. He goes, go ahead, Big Ben.
Just
Tell us
mon-
how you
big money.
eat this
just because
feed
you
of
eat, you don't eat
Doritos.
the little bags.
Yeah.
Any chip, you don't want to reach all the way into the jumbo family size bag. So you cut it down so you just can reach in and not get
Yeah.
not get your sleeves all.
But at the beginning, it's pretty. You cut it from the get go, from right.
well, that would be silly.
Yeah. So you wait.
The chips are spilling out.
Because when you eat, so when you eat chips, you always
for
have
everyone.
You just say
That's how he starts.
you're eating a bag of chips, big bag of chips. Do you always have scissors on the couch with you? Because you're expecting to make some. Like, does your wife see you grab the Doritos, and then you stare at the scissors and you go, and you grab them because she knows you're going to be getting in. It's going to be a big bag. It's going to be a full bag of Dorito day.
I have 3 kids, so yes.
I'm not talking about the kids. I'm talking about you.
When they're
you
out of
sitting-
town.
They're out of
I-
town. You sitting alone
I enjoy
with a bag of
Doritos.
Doritos and scissors on the couch.
Nah, the scissors aren't there. They may come out later though.
Mhm.
I know,
enjoy
but do you
Doritos.
ever grab them? You know the way someone grabs
Yeah.
a pint of ice cream and they eat it because they're sad. So you ever go grab? If you have a sad day, do you grab a full bag of Doritos and a pair of scissors, and your wife just knows to leave you alone for the rest of the night because you're gonna?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
What about a sloppy Joe? That seems like a Midwestern
I
sandwich.
love a sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe's nice. I don't mind a sloppy Joe.
I like a sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe is sometimes they put onions in it, and I don't love that. But when they don't have onions in it, man,
Yeah,
it's not
don't-
much better.
Don't mess with the recipe. It's
Yeah.
just whatever sauce and then ground beef.
I can put stuff on it if I want.
yeah,
stuff
don't.
on it.
I say
Yeah.
don't go putting other stuff
Yeah,
in there.
Yeah, If
Maybe
I-
some pimento cheese.
Well, now you just put other stuff in there.
I know, but
So
I'm just
you
saying.
just and you put the
But that's
craziest
good.
thing in the world. Like it was like, I mean, like pimento cheese. It's insane. That's putting. You just made it. Well, might as well have onions in it. Then if you can put pimento cheese, can I put my onions in it? I was going to say pickles or something.
Oh, pickles too. That'd make it
I
like a
like-
barbecue sandwich. Like a
He doesn't like pickles on a sandwich. Ben
don't.
doesn't. We learned that yesterday.
Yeah, I'll eat a pickle on the side, but not on my sandwich.
I don't like some stuff mixed. I don't. I never know why they give you a spear when a sandwich, but I guess for people like you like a spear pickle next to your sandwich, and you eat it separately,
Like a deli.
like a
Oh,
deli.
okay, deli. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I like that too. I like those pickles. That's not really dill. It's kind of the salt and pepper vinegar pickles.
Mhm.
They're kind of just barely pickled. You get them at the Jewish deli, the
Like Katz's.
yeah, or Atlanta has Bagelicious. Kind of a bad name, really great deli.
We have Nashville deli here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
I've been there. Yeah, it's a good spot.
Are you allowed to eat Philly cheesesteak?
Oh yeah, Philly cheese. That's a great sandwich.
Yeah, it is.
But there's two ways. There's one is the cheese whiz, right? Old fashioned canned cheese whiz. Just fine. I'm fine with it. But I like to melt some provolone on there or some.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like regular cheese too. I was just in Philly. I went to a place to get the sandwich, and they had that cheese whiz, and I'd never heard that before.
Mhm.
And I was like, no, thank you. I'd like some regular cheese.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess there's two in Philly, Pat's and Geno's. Is that right, Adrian?
Yep.
And there's the big rivals.
Would you, when you played football, would y'all eat this stuff before games or?
Before a game?
Yeah.
No. Afterwards, it's like
Yeah.
it's a free for all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
What do you eat before a game?
I didn't eat anything.
oh, really?
Yeah. If it was a night game,
Because
I
it
might
didn't,
eat
it
something
didn't
small.
look like that.
Ate a lot after.
Yeah.
Yeah. But guys, they'll have all kinds of food that you can
Uh-huh.
get a hold of. So
Yeah, I can imagine playing NFL football seems like the most insane thing. Yeah, I mean, I've been to a game and just the people screaming is crazy enough. Then you're on the field, people are trying to kill you out there.
Mhm.
I imagine after the game, you're like, let's eat.
you're
Oh,
exhausted.
yeah.
Yeah.
What about the Super Bowl? Is it hard
Exhausted.
to that week because it's you're around a party the whole week?
You're not.
Yeah.
You're separated from the rest of
Okay.
the world.
Yeah.
You know, you've got so many media obligations, and you actually switch hotels the night before the game and everything.
Oh,
Or we
wow.
did at least. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not like that. You're work. I mean, you're practicing your work and you're meeting.
Yeah.
You're doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Why do y'all switch hotels?
I don't know if it was because I don't know if everyone does it. I assume coach kind of wanted to get you into because when you go to the hotel that you're at for a week, because you go to the Super Bowl for a week, you're
Mhm.
there, your
Mhm.
families can all be there.
Mm.
And so I think he just wants you to get back to the most normal, what a normal pregame would be like when you're at a hotel, because families
Mhm.
aren't at hotels for normal games.
Yeah.
So you just go and you're separate and you're kind of getting yourself back into a night before the game routine, which is much more normal. So I think that's why we did it.
Oh, that makes sense. What would be your routine before a game? Like the night before game, are you like watching a movie then or something?
So we would have a lot of meetings.
Yeah.
You know, you meet as a quarterbacks, then you meet as an offense, then you meet as a team. And then I would usually go home and spend time at home with the family. And,
Yeah.
and I would stay at home because I was going to get better sleep at home with them.
Yeah.
And I'm a little different than a lot of guys where if my family, usually because we had family, if it was a home game, we had family in town and everything. And so I'd go home and hang out with the family, you know, shoot pool, play ping pong, just kind of hang out, whatever. I wasn't the type that was like, don't talk to me. I've got to go to bed. Like
Yeah.
I was really able to kind of compartmentalize what I was about to do. And I was like, listen, it's not till tomorrow. And then I get up and see everybody and, depending what time the game was and then head to the stadium, I get there, 4 hours early. So I'd have plenty of time to get myself ready.
And do you ever get like bad sleep or you're like, as you're about to start the game, you're like, man, I couldn't sleep at all last night.
Oh yeah, for sure. There'd be times it didn't necessarily mean like big games. Like I slept just fine before. It just could be, like think about it. Sometimes you just don't
Yeah.
sleep well for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And you would wake up and you'd be like, I'm exhausted. And it's like, okay, I just got to find a way. And it wasn't fun because you when you woke up, you're like, I'm going to have to fight through this even more because you got guys about to come want to destroy you,
Yeah.
especially being a quarterback. Like
Yeah.
you're just going to get hit. And I'm like, man, I'm kind of tired. I got to go do this. But it's like anything, adrenaline kicks in and gets you through it. And then you'd really feel it after.
Yeah.
Like after a game, I've told people before, like you get physically exhausted, but being a quarterback, there's so much mental. Like I've sat down after games and been like, I am mentally drained.
Yeah.
Like I just played chess against these guys and I'm
Yeah.
doing this, that, and this. So I'm physically drained, but I'm also mentally just exhausted because I was changing plays, calling plays, doing whatever it was. And So you'll just sit down afterwards, and then when those nights when you're tired too and you're done after the game, it's just like I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, I get that. The mentally draining. I've
we do something
felt-
similar.
Well, it's not the same thing because you're getting both sides of it. But doing a show, when you're doing a show, it's like it can be mentally, especially in the arenas. You'd be it's like an hour straight of no break, and you can get off, and especially you do a full weekend of it where you are just like you're like I can't.
When you guys would get done, this is a question because when I got done after games, I'd be physically exhausted. I'm like I go sit down. I'm like I'm ready to crash, but I couldn't because my adrenaline, like it would take for, do you guys have the same thing where you come off stage and adrenaline's still running in you for hours?
I can sometimes feel like I want to crash. There's times I'll get off stage and I'm like, it feels like I could go to sleep right now, but I don't think I could.
Body wise, it feels like that, but mentally, it's hard to.
Mentally, you're
hard to
come down.
Yeah.
I wanted that.
Mentally, it's like because it's that's what I've as it got bigger and you're coming up with this stuff when you're up there for the hour and you're doing so many shows. It's just because even though it's an hour, it's just a straight hour of like there's no break, there's no
And is it different if you're doing like a 10 or 15? I don't know, different.
Yeah.
Like those ones are a lot easier. You get off and you're not quite as bad.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, and especially now, I'm about to record a special on Friday, and I'm pretty like almost tired of the jokes that I'm doing. So I'll be 15 minutes in to an hour 10, and I'm like, I'm about to have to do all these jokes. And I just feel, I don't know, I just feel like that I'm like mentally sometimes not that into it. But you're still like, I still have to perform this. I mean, people still paid money to see whether I'm tired of the joke or not.
Right.
They don't want to see me be tired of the joke. But you get into it, the flow comes.
Yeah.
But also sometimes if the audience is not that into it, I mean, it's like, I don't feel like I have any bad shows anymore, but sometimes a show can be worse than others. Sometimes you go out and everything you say is hilarious and you're like, oh man, I'm going to crush this. And then other times you're like, oh, I'm really going to have to work it. I got to be on my game here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to pivot a little bit. You got to do something different.
You need to
Go with a knock joke.
Yeah.
I want to be special. What time do you need to bounce?
I mean, whenever I can.
Well, we're both big Titans fans, so we desperately need a quarterback.
So we need you.
Would you be willing to come out of retirement?
My arm works just fine and is better than a lot of guys in the league right now.
Yeah.
But everything
Enough said.
from my waist down would not work.
Yeah,
Knees, ankles, hips, that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So if I could put the Dan Marino high tops on, protect my ankles, give me a line that could not let anyone close to me, I could just throw it. Sure.
I don't think the Titans have that.
But we got a new GM, so if we could get that for you,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
If we can make some calls.
write your number down just to.
I think you guys should trade down and then, build it back up a little bit.
That's what I said when he ridiculed me
I
for
didn't
it.
say that. No, I didn't.
But it's obvious that who at the table knows football.
Well,
I mean, I can tell just from being here for a little bit that you understand it.
Thank you, Ben.
I didn't
Thank
say.
you.
I did not tear you down for it.
You want to draft with that first pick, like one of the star.
A splashy,
Travis Hunter.
a splashy
I
guy
think we need a
That
splashy
splashy guy.
hire. I said Travis Hunter would be a very splashy hire. That's not a quarterback.
would be splashy. And he,
But I said,
and
let's trade back.
And he's going to play 30
But
plays a game.
he wants to trade back. In general, he doesn't want the Titans to ever be that good. I don't think that's unreasonable. Growing up with Vandy fans, he's a Vandy fan. There's a lot of older Vandy fans. I really don't think they want people to win. They want to be like it's going
like
to be a
band.
whole thing.
It's like a band that only you like, and if they get too popular,
big,
everybody will like
everybody's
them.
gonna
Yeah.
like
He just wants a splashy hire. He's like, not surprising, like the billionaire owners, the way he thinks. I think like a fan. And the last time we traded back that first pick, we got Derrick Henry. Our team got better.
The team got better. I agree. I think they could be trading back. I'm not against them trading back, but I think also the Titans need to be talked about. Like,
But then you're going against what you just said.
I know, but we've tried.
Can you come every week, please?
I go, but we've done it that way for a long time. Is that way, and we're still in the same spot that we're in. So we haven't gotten. It's not like we went up and got back. So we're still in the exact same spot. So why would you not then go like, well, maybe we need to change it up and go like, let's get us just being talked about on ESPN.
I think we should change the
week.
name from the Titans to something else.
I think it should go back to the Oilers.
Let's get a new mascot. Yeah,
I think
I like that too.
I think they should do that.
We debate this whoever wins the Heisman, we would have 10 quartires on our team right now if he was the GM.
Just splash.
No,
Whoever
I
wants
would
to
be
go.
more reasonable. I would be able to handle it. Brian would trade everything, and hopefully just out of the draft, he didn't have to make a pick. That's what Brian would do.
Trade so much that
he's traded so much.
I just pass.
That they go, well, we don't got to pick until 2054. And he's like, well, I'll be long gone then. So that's great. And then he doesn't have to worry about it.
But if we get a good offensive line, we now got a guy that's willing to come back. So
we do have a guy that's willing to come back.
All right.
Ben Roethlisberger will come and play for the Titans.
That's our social media clip for
That's
this week.
Yeah, it's just that he's going to come back.
No context.
And then, did you almost go anywhere else to play? Like you're just the Steelers after the
No, I mean, I had a chance to, potentially towards the end, like I could have maybe explored some different things, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I get to play 18 years for one team. That
Yeah,
was
that's
special
awesome.
to me.
Yeah.
And that franchise, the fan base are the best in the world. And so I could just say that was it from start to finish.
Yeah.
Never went anywhere else, never put another jersey on. A lot of great quarterbacks went and did that.
Mhm.
And it just, to say that I didn't have to do that,
It's nice.
it's special.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh's a great city.
Yeah.
It is.
I
It is a
like
great
it there.
city.
It's
It's a
awesome.
great organization. 3 head coaches in 60 years?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. I did not know that.
Stability.
Yeah.
If when you get a call, like, so did you would get calls after you retired?
Yeah, when guys go down, your agent
Yeah.
will get a call.
Yeah.
When Aaron got hurt, right, in New York with his Achilles,
Yeah.
my agent would be like, hey, any interest? I'm like, 0. I was actually at the Crew Cup, the first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when it
Yeah.
happened, we were watching the game. All of us
Oh,
watching it,
yeah.
and it went down, and I was like, uh-oh. And then sure enough, I get a text like, hey, before I get these calls, any interest? I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
I'm golfing. I'm good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it happens all the time. I mean,
And could you go back in? How, like, if someone was retired, say like that moment you were like, I was interested.
Mhm.
Could you get in the shape to go, or is it like, don't you have to, is it?
yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have gone. You're not going to go play the next week.
Yeah.
You've got to go learn. So it would have been like hey, give me a month, give me 30 days. I'll come halfway through the season or something like
Yeah.
that. It's probably what it would be. Some guys maybe would be ready to go right away,
Yeah.
but even that, you couldn't. It'd be hard to play the next week unless you were familiar with an offense.
Yeah.
And I was already a year removed too. If you're a guy that maybe just retired,
Yeah. Your vehicle was in the car. You already parked your,
yeah,
you were in the garage. Because, if you're just retired, you're like maybe still working out.
yeah.
You're like, you were in the middle of the lake.
I might need 2 months.
Yeah. He goes, I'll come back next year. They go, well, that's not the point, is we need you now. He goes, yeah. And that was when that said they just call the agents and just say, yeah.
Even the 49ers expressed some interest when Garoppolo went down.
Yeah. They contacted my agent as well. But again,
So you're just saying you only do it for the Titans.
Yeah. Again, just write your number down here.
Yeah.
And we'll get back
And you
to
get a call from Brian Bates.
Just sign your name right here, please.
He goes, Brian, Ben, this is Brian. You're like, I don't remember we did a podcast together. I don't
That was
know.
30 minutes ago.
He goes, yeah.
I gave you the Oreos.
Yeah. Remember I gave you the Oreo?
I'm still in the
Yay!
building.
Yeah, no, I think I remember that.
Yeah.
All right, we can. We're gonna let you get out of here.
well, thank you. It's very
Yeah.
kind. Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
for
me,
coming.
guys.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun.
Ben's got a podcast. Everybody go listen to it.
You were just on it.
I was just on it.
Thank you.
And then when's that come out? This comes out Wednesday.
Oh, well then let's make ours tomorrow.
Oh, how did y'all do that? He goes,
It's going to be. We do ours on Tuesday, so we haven't decided
Yeah.
yet if it's going to be this Tuesday or next Tuesday
all
or
right,
what.
but it'll be coming out.
footballing
Footballing
with Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Awesome. Appreciate you.
And go check that out. I don't know where I'll be. Irvine.
Well, we're going to keep going, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to keep going.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hey, but dude, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Thanks
You're the
for having me.
best.
Great meeting you.
Yeah.
We'll be in touch.
Okay. Go Vandy.
Go Vandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dusty. Don't look at your phone. You sign up for something, forget about it after the trial period ends.
Every time.
Then you're charged month after month after month.
I keep having fish come to my house because I don't even know where I ordered the fish from.
Well, you know who could help you with that? Rocket Money. The subscriptions are there, but you're not using them. In fact, I just learned that 85% of people have at least one paid subscription going unused each month. In your case, it's Random Fish.
I have several, I bet.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money's dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across all your accounts. Easily create a personalized budget with custom categories to help keep your spending on track. See your monthly spending trends in each category to know exactly where your money is going. Rocket Money has, guess over 5 million users.
Wow. I would have never guessed it.
And has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. So cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Nate today. That's rocketmoney.com/Nate. rocketmoney.com/Nate.
Okay.
A little broke it up. Had a little Ben Roethlisberger. I don't feel like us three been on the podcast alone.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah,
All right. Look
I
at
know.
this.
Yeah.
It feels weird. I was
Yeah.
hoping Ben could stay. It feels great. You're scooted over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
I
yeah,
know. I
it's
I've
do
never
feel
been
like-
this close to
I
you.
feel like I feel weird being right here.
What have we not had? Have we had? Well, I've had them three obviously, but yeah, this is
That's
three.
the only combo.
I guess we've never done.
Just me and you.
Yeah, just me and Dusty. You've never missed a podcast.
No, I've missed one. It's been a while, but
Yeah.
when my daughter was born
Yes.
and when
Yeah, that's right.
but
That's right.
I haven't missed many.
Yeah, I've never done one just me and Aaron either.
Well, we've never done
I've done just me and you, I think.
Yeah,
did we?
I think so.
with a guest though.
Oh, with a guest.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever just did a two-person.
But y'all have done
episode.
y'all three. You Dusty
Yeah.
and Aaron.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then so I don't. Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a special podcast.
special podcast.
You know, I feel like
Three
we were
guys are
really-
just selling out shows left and right.
I feel like we really were starting to catch a rhythm with Ben in the podcast, and then he had to leave. But it was at the beginning, I felt like it was a little shaky, and then we really got into it.
Got
Then
the
we got
groove.
rolling. We got
Yeah.
the group. He's very funny. Yeah, go check out his podcast. I just did it. But yeah, very fun to talk with, and yeah, he's someone that he's funny. And the more you hang out with him, the more he gets it. Like he is someone that could very easily fit in with us on this podcast. And once he got the more of us hanging out and got in the rhythm of all of us, like he would slide right in.
Yeah.
And do it. But we didn't. This whole podcast is kind of backwards.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted to. We can talk about. Cause we didn't really talk about our weekend.
Yeah.
I forget what I did. Nothing. I was here or something. I did.
came down here.
I did pop down to All Stars show on Saturday night
Here at Zany's.
here at Zany's in the lab. I was like looking for something to go do. We were trying to find something to do, me and Laura, and so we went and had dinner. Lucy came, and then we came over here, and they were doing a show, and I was like, well, I pop on, and I wanted to try a couple things, and so I popped on and did that. So it was awesome. But you had
I went to.
Well, can I just mention real quick where I was?
I guess.
Okay.
And then we'll get to the,
Yeah,
the
so
main
Was
guy.
it you met
Okay.
Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah, I didn't know that there was any particular order. So
Well, we've
it's,
always gone.
I'd never
this
been right
direction.
here though.
That is true.
I mean,
Yeah,
once
but
you're
I
done,
guess we moved him up, so it made it.
Yeah, I never been here.
Yeah. But let's see,
Feels
I
like
didn't do
we
anything.
have a huge table and we they're sitting real close.
it feels crazy that there's nothing over there. Yeah,
we need to take
it
this
does feel
partition
like
out.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, Friday I was in Mars Hill, North Carolina,
Mhm.
All right.
doing a show for Beach Glen Baptist Church, a fundraiser for their mission
oh,
trip.
nice.
And it's just outside Asheville. I stayed in Asheville. I-40 is not open yet.
No.
I think it's supposed to open this
Oh,
weekend,
really?
actually. And it takes a lot longer to get there.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot of time to your trip. You got to go around. But
Yeah.
anyway, great time. A lot of folks came out. And yeah, thanks for having me. All right, Dustin.
Okay, well, I did two shows. I went to Boise, Idaho. I'd never been to Idaho. Never been there at all. And
How many more states do you have?
I think I have 5
left.
I have Vermont, which I will go to this year.
Yep.
I have New Hampshire, which is not on the list. And then, South Dakota. And then, Australia. I mean, Alaska and,
Yeah.
and
Hawaii.
Yeah. Jeez. I said I was really struggling with those times
Those
and years and numbers.
Yeah.
Jeez. But
That would be a good goal to tell comics, young comics, like your goal in comedy, you're like perform in every state.
yeah.
Like your goal not to perform in every headline in every state. And I don't mean like there's a lot of people who perform or, I guess perform, but like you want to, it's a good thing if you have done that as a comedian.
Yeah.
That you're going to be a better comedian because you performed in every state than you would be if you did it.
And it's fun to go to different places. Boise's really nice. I went to a bar after and was hanging out. A lot of people coming up to me that weren't at the show but recognized me, and I was like, "This is really fun."
Yeah, and probably not a big drinking town, so it fits right in.
Yeah, and then I went to Salt Lake City, which I've been to many times. Love Salt Lake City. My first theater show. First time not doing Wise Guys.
Oh,
and,
wow.
I walked by Wise Guys. I missed it, but
Yeah.
it was very fun. Great theater show.
What was the theater?
It was Capitol Theater.
Yeah. Yeah, Salt Lake City's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So great. I love Salt Lake so much. My one thing is they really don't like smoking there at all. There's no downtown smoking lounges. There's nowhere to go. I hate that. Other than that, it's the perfect place.
Oh, the cigars? There's not a cigar?
No lounge downtown.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some cigar shops where you can go buy them, but nowhere to smoke.
You have to go outside. Did you go outside?
Yeah, I did
It's
go up, but
freezing.
they don't even really want you doing that.
Yeah.
You really have to kind of just do it.
Mhm.
They don't want it. There's signs everywhere telling you not to do it.
Don't
No
smoke
smoking
cigars.
signs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I
Okay.
did though.
Yeah.
And it was great. And then I got a nice I woke up Sunday morning and my manager had sent me this thing where I got mentioned in Time magazine. I'd never had that before, but I got this mention. I mean, I'm pretty far down there, but
But it's not ranked in order, is it?
I don't
No,
think it's in order.
it's just like, what is it? The top 25 specials on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, according to according to Time. I mean, it's fun. I had I got swindled into a bunch of magazine subscriptions when I was 18 or 19, and Time was one of those magazines. So
Mhm.
I read it a bunch when I was younger, back before the internet, and I would read things. So yeah, it was fun. It was a nice
Yeah.
write up.
Dusty Sled.
This picture of me though, I mean, I really look like I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just-
share. It looks like, yeah.
This is one of those where they like have you take 1,000,000 photos and then they're like, oh, here's a different looking one. And then they use that one.
Is this one's on Netflix or on general?
I think on Netflix.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So that's fun.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't even get in. I didn't even make the.
No.
So there you go.
Mm-mm.
At least someone.
You
from
were honorable
one
mention.
of us. Was I on our roll? Yeah, there you go.
There was 26 specials on Netflix.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. But that was fun. So,
Yeah.
I had those things. And, yeah, 2 big shows. I mean, I sold out in Boise. And then, Salt Lake's a bigger theater. I didn't sell out there, but I sold more tickets in Salt Lake than Boise. But, yeah, Boise sold out. It's great. It's
Boise's
fun.
great. It's a fun town. Yeah, Salt Lake as well.
Well, our next sponsor, we love, Delete Me. Ever wonder how much of your personal data is out there on the internet for anyone to see?
A lot of it.
Uh-huh. More than most people think. Your name, contact information, social security number, home address, even information about your family members, all being compiled by data brokers and sold online.
I hate data brokers.
My mom started getting like 25 spam calls a day. They just
Yeah.
target old people. That's why I personally recommend and choose to use Delete Me. Delete Me is a subscription service that removes your personal information from hundreds of data brokers. Sign up and provide Delete Me with exactly what information you want deleted, and their experts take it from there. Delete Me sends you regularly personalized privacy reports showing what info they found, where they found it, and what they removed. To put it simply, Delete Me does all the hard work of wiping you and your family's personal information from data brokers' website. Take control of your data, and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now, a special discount for our listeners today. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to the joindeleteme.com/Nate and use promo code Nate at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/Nate and enter code Nate at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/Nate, code Nate.
We're gonna do some of y'all's comments just yeah, it feels like we're all backwards.
We are backwards.
Yeah.
But I think it's fun. Is there any that you like? Is it,
Let's just start at the top.
Yeah. Lee Yancey. My husband currently works on The Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal. That's fun.
Oh.
The reason you see the same car / washers and dryers, etc., is because they record multiple episodes a day. 2 normally, but sometimes 3. Then they air them out of order so you don't see the same prizes in consecutive episodes. And no, there is no limiter in the wheel.
I'm going to be honest. I don't trust Lee on that last one.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
I trust Lee everywhere else.
But you think she's lying about that?
I'm not saying she's lying, but I just don't, maybe they don't fill her in on everything.
Or her husband in. Or
Yeah.
maybe he doesn't fill her in.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, that was the fine. He goes, no, there's no limiter. You probably have to sign an NDA for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's really no way of Dusty believing there's no limiter except him getting to run The Price is Right.
Right. Even then, there could be people in there that don't tell.
It's under the CBS. Isn't it on CBS?
Yeah.
So you'd be like, you need to run CBS.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
I need to know all the inner workings.
Yeah.
I would need to probably go to some sort of mechanical school and then be able to examine the wheel.
You could build your own.
I could build my own. Yeah.
And they have to go to your house to do it.
Yes.
And you're only.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That part of the show, they're at my house to spin the wheel.
They have to fly.
Yeah. Somebody commented that they feel like, who was it? Bryce commented last week. This is my hat guy.
Yeah.
And he said that he felt like that there was like a person there that felt like they gave a real weak spin and it went around multiple times and then he really got at it.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was the same.
Yeah, I think that's what she's commenting on because he said they felt like there was a limiter because the 90-year-old lady did just as well as he did. That sounds like Bryce just weak.
Yeah, I see.
And maybe.
It's like you think you're going to spin it, but isn't there some stuff? I bet it would be like there is no limiter. It's just the way it is. Like you can't spin it harder than, it's almost like it's going to go around.
Yeah.
What it goes around. Like sometimes at a arcade, there's you can do a spin thing, but they're not going to let it. You could try, but it's never going to really let you spin it. So that technically is a limit. There's something on it.
Yeah, it's like my son has a toy truck and you push it and the wheels will make it go. But no matter how hard you push, it's going to go that same speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that would be a limiter though, I would think.
Restrictor plate.
Alan Cupp, listening to your SNL 50th podcast and you mentioned the after parties. It reminded me of the time Paul McCartney, Taylor Hawkins, and Beck got turned away from a Grammy after party. Yeah.
Yeah, this is on TMZ.
Yeah, how exclusive of a part is it when they don't allow one of the Beatles inside? Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
That's because that's not the real Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the fake one. That's Beck right there, I believe.
Yeah.
And then they eventually leave and go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's brutal. Woody Harrelson's with him too. I think that's Woody.
Looks like Woody, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's tough. And that's like the word. That's like one of those situations where you want to go. It's that stuff frustrates me. Because it's like whoever's running the party or whatever it is, for whatever reason, say a security guy did not know who Paul McCartney was. That's fine. I'm not saying he should, like him, Beck, Woody Harrelson. You could have someone that just is like, yeah, I don't know who any of those people are. I agree that can exist. But if you're doing that kind of party, that cannot exist. You cannot have them be turned away because that's the whole point of your party is to have those guys come to it. You're in the world of that. Yeah, they're not showing up to a Dunkin' Donuts and they can't get in. They're showing up to the world of Grammys after party. So you're all buying into this system that you have this cool, no one can come after party. Well, you don't get to do that.
And no one at the party is glad that Paul McCartney, Beck, and Woody Harrelson didn't get in.
No,
Right.
No, and it's and if you say you have a security guy that's I didn't know who they were, because sometimes you have that where they go like, "What's his responsibility to know everybody?" If you take that job, it is.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it is your job.
Like, I don't know who Taylor Hawkins is.
Yeah. And then if you go,
But we're
like,
also
when
not
I would
working
go-
security.
Yeah.
when like going to the after parties that I went to is I was the most not scared of, but just the awkwardness you were
Mhm.
going to have was to be like, oh, I'm gonna I know who that
Oh,
is.
yeah.
And then
The Foo
Foo
Fighters.
Fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So-
died, huh?
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
He's the-
He died on my birthday, actually. Wow.
Wow.
March 22nd. Let me bring that up.
March 25th.
March 25th in 2022.
Yeah.
As Bates, you can find death out of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's, like every party I would go up to, I was like, you're like, am I on the list? I don't want to go up there and stand. And they're like, no, you can't come in. Exactly what happened right there. You're just like, I don't want
Yeah.
that to happen.
No.
Because you're going, there's an unbelievable chance that Paul was invited to that. That
Yeah.
whole group was probably told, come to this. And you're like, all right, well, just make sure I'm on the list so I don't have to do this weird, embarrassing thing. And then that happens. I don't know any backstory of that, but it's like then that happens and you're like, yeah, dude, like that was the whole point. I'd rather not come. It's
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
don't ask me to, yeah. That's crazy. Caroline Gibson. Now that Nate and Martin Short are buddies, how can we orchestrate an interview between Nate and Jiminy Glick? I don't know. I've never been. He's never. I'd never bring that up to him. But Jiminy Glick is the best.
I guess the rumor is he and Meryl Streep are dating.
Yeah, I heard that. I just heard that with. It seems like people knew that.
I have no idea.
They sit
I don't
next to
know
each
who
other.
Jiminy Glick is.
He's the character that Martin Short plays.
Yeah,
Let me show
it's
you.
the best, dude.
It's
Jiminy Glick. You should go. It is Jiminy.
Uh-huh. There it is.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, yeah. I know who that
It's
is,
so funny.
Yeah.
yeah.
He is. Martin Short is just one
He's
of the
great.
most talented people
Mhm.
ever.
Yeah, he's so great.
And he still is, and he's so funny, and he's so like fun to talk with, and
He did the Santa Claus 3,
yeah.
Did he?
the Escape Clause.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's just
it's really good. It's such a stupid movie, but Martin Short's so funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
so it was. Yeah, it's all great. And then what was I gonna? I don't know. I thought I was gonna say something.
Meryl Streep?
Oh, the Meryl Streep. Yeah. So I didn't know. I did not know that. I still don't know that, except I've only heard from like Abigail and
Mhm.
Lucy or Laura.
Mhm.
But it did make sense. They sat next to each other. I was in their row, so it was them two together.
Well, good
But
for him.
yeah,
Yeah, good for
Yeah.
Martin Short.
it's a real who's who.
Mhm.
They should get them out in the pictures like TMZ.
Yeah.
They get like Kim Kardashian. It'd be funny to be like it's Martin Short and Meryl Streep like walking out, just all the flashes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like, and they're just like, get back, and we want to live a private life. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what they should. All right.
Yeah.
Respect the harvest. That's the name of the.
Wow.
Mhm.
Dusty is like smoking. You don't love it at first, but after a few more times, you can't live without him.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
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 I think you would-
Costanza.
Costanza.
Yeah.
Yeah,
feel
you
that
can
way.
see that.
Yeah, thanks. Respect the harvest.
Yeah, it's a great name for you too.
Yeah.
You would like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you believe. Respect the harvest.
Yeah.
What's harvest?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking harvest, but as I was reading it, I was like, no, that says harvest.
Yeah, I was thinking harvest too.
Should we? Do we need to wrap it up?
Yeah, about to. Yeah. We'll get to all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all these. I had a couple in here that would have been good for Ben. One of them was about the Steelers, but
Yeah, as a Steelers fan.
yeah,
Chad Stapleton, as a Steelers fan who grew up near Youngstown, I just want to say that Nate is not right about the personalities of fans. Browns fans have been historically one of the worst fan bases in football. Keep in mind, Browns fans are the reason the NFL will not allow alcohol to be served after the third quarter, and the reason tailgating cannot start as early. Trust me, they are not a fan base to admire.
Oh.
I don't know if did I say
This is from 3 years ago.
Oh, that's so funny.
I dug it up on a Pennsylvania
yeah.
episode. Mike Vecchione said he grew up in Youngstown, Ohio, which is
Yeah.
halfway between Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
Yeah.
But everybody was a Steelers fan because they were good and the Browns weren't. And you said it takes more character to be a fan of the
As a
underdog.
Vandy fan, yeah.
Yeah, as a Vandy fan.
Okay,
And
that
they're
makes
just-
sense.
And Chad's saying, well, Browns fans are not to be admired.
Oh boy, you think Chad's even listening to this podcast still?
He quit.
He quit.
He quit 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a Browns fan. So if he
Yeah.
can stick around and keep watching
No,
the
he's
Browns-
Steelers
Steelers
fan.
fan.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So we might get him back.
Yeah.
He might have came back for this.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So here's that Ben Roethlisberger's on. He's going to want to know.
Yeah, he's going to know what's going on. All right. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Where are you guys at?
March 7th, I am in Bozeman, Montana. My first time
All
in
right.
Montana.
Love Montana.
At Last Best Comedy Club. March 12th, I have my show here at Zany's. March 14th, 15th, I'm in Beverly, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. They won't let me in Boston, but just outside of Boston. And you're there that Friday, the same
All
night.
right.
So I don't like that, but if your shows don't sell well, it's because I'm in town.
Okay. Well,
You're going to feel it.
Yep.
yeah.
The wrath.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wrath of Bates.
Well, tonight, as this podcast is coming out, I'll be at Zany's. I have a show at Zany's, and it'll be my last time to run my special before I film Friday in Chattanooga. As we are talking, there are some tickets still available, but the shows have sold well enough that we can do it with these people.
Nice.
It's great. We've sold out one show. There are a few tickets to the second one, but it's great. I feel good about it. I'm pumped.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Walker Theater.
And you may have noticed a new helmet over here, new football helmet, Nateland helmet. It comes from Parker Fenton, who I guess
Those
maybe
custom
that's his-
helmets.
yeah.
731 custom helmets.
Yep. So thank you, Parker.
Cool Nateland helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right. Well, go check everybody out. Make sure Aaron's probably somewhere, so go to see him. He was sick.
Yeah.
today.
Let me,
Yeah.
All right. It's Aaron
Oh,
is in
Kansas City.
That's not until March.
Well, all right, not this weekend, but the
Not
following
this
weekend.
The following week is in Kansas City, the Funny Bone.
He had a good time in
He's going to
Washington.
Boston March 21st.
Yep.
Laugh Boston.
Mhm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Boston.
Yep.
All right. We love you. Have a great week. Bye. Nateland is produced by Nateland Productions and by me, Nate Bargatze, and my wife Laura on the Audio Boom platform. Recording and editing for the show is done by Genovations Media. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch us next week on the Nateland Podcast.